is CalmCast Mitch, and welcome to ASMR Review. And today we're talking about TirarADeguello, I believe is how you pronounce it. I think I've heard him say it like once. And this comes to us by SoundCloud user. I'm gonna say two versions of this. It's either Ego N97 or Egon 97, where the O in Egon is a 0. So I was going to do this review probably just kind of later down the road, but since it was requested, I will do it now. And if anybody wants to request anybody to be reviewed, or you have and I haven't seen it, you can either comment in the YouTube or, I don't know, at me on Twitter or something. Everything's below in the YouTube description. And if you're listening elsewhere, like on Spotify or SoundCloud, I am everywhere. And I think on SoundCloud and YouTube you can find all of the information. But it is CalmCast on Spotify, CalmCast on YouTube, CalmCast on, like, everywhere. The only thing where it's different, I believe, is Twitter and somewhere else maybe where it's calm_cast. Anyway, Tirar awaits. So running the numbers, Tirar is at 242,000 subs at the time of this recording, with 874 videos. So let me start out by saying, what a freak with a huge heart. And I love me a freak. Tirar is a strange man with open arms and a head on a swivel. I should say he has the potential to get freaky because that's not his normal speed. Although he does change up how much he's being at any given time. A lot of his videos are doctor-style roleplays, which are fantastic, and I'll get to more in a minute. He can get into almost horror-style ASMR, probably more creepy than horror, once in a blue moon. And I'm going to classify two kinds of his videos into a meme category. And I have to mention my favorite videos are just his more creative ones that I'll name at the end. I'll start with the more straightforward stuff, and we'll dig deeper as we go. First thing, if you click on any video here that's a doctor roleplay, you shouldn't be thrown off or disappointed as far as normal ASMR goes. There are some curveballs in there, but for the most part they're straightforward in his own way of delivering the style. A lot of the time, Tirar is just trying to ease you into some kind of medical inspection or routine checkup, usually with a slight twist of an approach, but nothing that should sway most average ASMR viewers, in my opinion. There are a lot of tool sounds, his little hum of a voice or whisper that he switches back and forth from frequently as he's getting closer to you, farther away, and his consistent but spaced out mouth sounds hit at just the right intervals to be triggering for me and shouldn't dissuade most enemies of the mouth sound. As you explore his channel, I'll start to pick up which videos of his will have what levels of sarcasm or satire of the genre, even the medical role plays, because sometimes it is subtle, which is the only time Tirar will be subtle. I'll talk briefly about the horror style he gets into. If nothing else, it's just not common here in just like a niche corner of his work and his channel. There are usually darker toned videos with not much light or filter to add some element of an unnatural or supernatural being. I've seen him use a mask of a baby's face or like a doll face, and these are hard passes for me as someone who isn't into the horror scene at all, really, and definitely not something I want in my ASMR. However, if you are a fan of creepy things in ASMR, I would say to check these out. Even if I haven't seen them, trusting Tirar to deliver on something like this is easy for me to point people towards. If I'm wrong, that's fine, because this isn't the focus of the channel anyway. But now, we can talk about his more creative or atypical video side. He has some spiritual writing lines within his roleplays that add a different twist to his more medical style. I never know how to pronounce this, some Reiki, I have no idea. You know what I mean. There's also some third eye work, and I've seen at least one naturopathic video from him, the spreading out on the medical roleplays really lends an easy approach to his channel while dropping in the things we're about to talk about, the meme style videos. Now the two types within this are his satire or like cover videos as I call them, and the you are a blank videos, or ones that are close to these, like when he gives a flat earther mental health evaluation. I'll put those two in the same category for ease of explanation because they're so similar in like what he's trying to do. The one note I will say before all of this, some of these videos are actually kind of serious, but most of them are long form jokes, and Tirar is an old school guy and he said this himself, but I will say he seems very good to his community and the people who join it, accepting different ways of life other than his, and tries to learn about them and respect their space. With this said, he memes quite a bit and thoroughly pries into some subjects. Usually the you are a blank ASMR videos are things like you are a video game, or you are covered in flex tape, or you are Tirar, where he goes through, at the time, like pop culture things like Big Chungus, and these are long form, low tone delivery videos walking you through a ridiculous story from the POV of these memes. The other videos here are typically much more involved and committed to a role, being his cover videos. What I mean by this, like a cover song, Tirar will take the concept like cleaning Woody or being Peter Griffin and emulate that the best he can. It's basically just acting videos, but he just kind of takes on a different kind of role to it. You just kind of have to see it to know what I mean. His playlist, titled himself ASMR Big Baby Funhouse, includes most of what I'm talking about. Some of these, like the Woody one, are tackled pretty seriously, at least the original one, although not all the Toy Story ones are, and unless I'm misremembering that, but a lot of these scale from seriously taken from the source material onto a complete mockery, and they're mostly great. This is obviously more of a critique of his creativity and acting, but I'm no expert in. But I love these videos. Some of them have even a little bit too much for me to handle though, but those don't come up too often. I will always recommend this playlist for a wild and crazy time within the ASMR world. For a little bit of background, I'm not someone who can watch The Office because of how much just like pure awkward and cringy stuff that's on there. I can't handle it. I can't do it. It's not for me. And like, Tirar isn't like that necessarily, but he does ride a line that's very similar for me, where there are some things where I'm just like, man, I just can't do this, but it's still good. Like, I acknowledge The Office is good. I just can't watch it. And now to wrap it all up, if it hasn't been stated before, I love world building. I love intense characters, and as a dungeon master, love commitment to a story being told through any medium. My favorite videos from Tirar do this especially well. His typing and application video and ESP pyrokinesis binaural videos are the ones I go back to all the time. His typing video brings you to an agency built to protect the world from supernatural forces, and the pyrokinesis video, you are discovered to have latent abilities after being subject to a bomb testing facility within the armed forces. And in both, the way Tirar leads you through this story is very unique and captivating to me, wanting to know what the next step is and how different the world is that you know around you. It's a ride I think you can only experience, and in the descriptions I gave, can't give anything away. I can't recommend these videos in particular enough, and encourage everyone listening to go check those out. So go give TirarADeguello a listen. Tell him CalmCast sent you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for listening, everyone. And if you would consider liking and subscribing, you'd be doing me a favor. Leave me a comment on what you'd like to see next, or what you'd like in general. Be nice, be well, drink plenty of water. I'll see you around.